my condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact. And soon. Thank you. Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mystra, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent. And the waste it might have been. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse. And later, even my lover. Oh, yes. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries. I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. But inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale? Suffice it to say, I obtained an obscure and ancient book that had locked away inside a much coveted prize. It was a fragment of primal weave, locked out of time, locked away from Mystra herself. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book, bound, and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however. Rather worse, actually. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this, it must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways. That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice, but if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth. Oh. My, you startled me. It's miles away. Just pondering what I lost. Mystra commands all magic. Salvation, if such a thing exists, is hers to bestow or withhold. And yet even now, more than I fear losing my own self and soul, I fear losing my command of her art. Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Is it the same for you? Fair enough. Though in the end, we're still playing the same composition. Perhaps I can show you what I mean by reaching into the weave together. Then follow my lead. Now you.
A familiar feeling, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran Mistraril Kantrak Eo.
Suddenly, the scent of rose water and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
You see, or is it sense, the unmistakable presence of Mystra, the Lady of Mysteries. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mystra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel? Oh, I know.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate. The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Oh. There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
Sir Gale's been walking around this whole time with some sort of magic bomb in his chest. I'm not normally one to begrudge someone their secrets, but that's something I should know.
To think, Gale's had this devastating all within himself the entire time, and only just mentioned it. Who'd keep a secret like that from his friends? You can't trust anyone these days.
What's on your mind?
Might as well go myself.
A vessel wobbles on the lake's murky waters.
doing on Gek's raft? Where's Gek? Who are you? Get her, fellas.
Say bye-bye. Alright, Karlak. It's go time. Incoming.
Just like old times. Over here.
Smell blood. Want another? My turn. Jimmy on the go. thanks. Take fuel! I must heal. Still alive, so that's progress. Took the edge off.
craft is ready to sail.
Weapon at ready, lass. Company's calling.
What do we got here? Dead hoon walking, seems like. Got any reason I shouldn't sever your head and toss it to the Rothe?
Let's try and keep this diplomatic. I'd rather not jump into another fight quite so soon.
That's so.
You feel the slightest of stirrings in your head. The Duergar is not infected, yet your minds resonate.
I'll be... You ain't shitting. Felt the tingle. In that case, let's talk business. Your twat's old friend Nere caused a rockfall, trapped tighter than a hornet's arse.
Couple of known slaves stuck with him too. Little bastards.
You absolute shaggers owe us a crapload of coin. You want through? Make a donation. I'll be shagged to Shanatar. Shit's looking up. But I'm warning you, that twat soul ain't settled up soon. There'll be hell to pay for the lot of you cult buggers.
Seems we'll have to free Nere before we can collect the bounty on his head.
Let's just do the job and get out of here. All this talk of slaves is just depressing.
What's a fort like this doing in the Underdark? All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
This place is hard to bear. I hope we're able to continue on our way before too long.
I know what you mean.
How peculiar. Smooth face, cobbled edges. They're a sign. They must be. A sun dweller in these parts. Look here, my topside friend. I need fresh eyes, and I doubt I'll find fresher. As rare as a smile in Sindelrin, you might say. But I've no skill for slaving. I prefer chisel to cane. But these learned eyes reach their limits, and so I must humbly request yours. The rock, the rubble, all of it, if I may be so bold. Take a look. Tell me what you see, and be thorough.
Boulders and stone bricks of various sizes clutter the corridor, many split cleanly in two. Yet some walls remain fully intact. What this pattern signifies, you can't fathom.
What do you think?
The statue's meandering curves and golden edges stand out against the weathered masonry behind it. You consider the differences, but they mean nothing to you.
Anything standing out?
Nothing odd catches your eye.
Alas, you've left me with more questions than answers. My survey continues. Well, let's see what you've got. That's all then. The past is nearer. Well, let's see what you've got. That's all then.
We need to get that Nere guy unstuck, or those gnomes are done for. Come on, focus.
Why don't you tell me?
The Rothe grunt softly at each other. Small lights flash about their heads in quick, erratic patterns. One of the beasts seems exhausted. His lights flash in slow, methodical beats. The beasts continue their discussion, lights flickering above them.
No time to dally.
Look at her, all that broad and that shrimply like.
You immediately recognize the symbol of your lady. You know these uniforms. These people were Dark Justiciars, an honorary order within the priesthood of Shah.
Agreed. Let's go. We have places to be.
Halsin said they once had a stronghold down here.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
See where the gnomes...
Another scrying eye. The same as the one skulking around the goblin's camp. Someone's watching.
That took the edge off.
Faster! Heat up some rocks! Let's see how the little pricks do when we strap fire to their legs.
Not the most sophisticated way of getting what you want from someone, is it?
Move, Hoon! I don't have time for Drugnan outsiders. Poorly, obviously. Tunnel collapsed on a true soul. Absolute's going to eat my liver. Now move! I've got no time for...
The parasite stirs, but it's a mere tickle. You hear no thoughts or memories. Just an echo of scars that never healed.
A true soul, eh? Useless wreck of a lookout could have told me. Glad you're here to take responsibility. Tunnels collapsed. Trapped true soul Nere. He's stuck in there with poisoned geezers. We don't get him out soon, it's both our heads.
What is it with these people and heads? Let's get in this and get out.
Not a one. Unless you count tacking aboleth fangs to my whipping cane. That's so. Set it near the rubble and ignite it. That'll blow the drow out. One spark and it'll blow.
What are you waiting for?
Baldur, can you hear me? Baldur!
Finally. Worthless slaves! Your incompetence has been my ruin! Nere does not fail.
You care for the weak true soul. Most curious. You heed an overgrown toadstool, yet defy a true soul. Thrin, carve out her heart and serve it to the Rothe. If she indeed is a true soul, let the Absolute save her. I see your idiocy is surpassed only by your ego. Dwegar, this true soul has betrayed us. Let her blood prove your devotion.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Need to stay focused. Take your
Heretic! Strike me and suffer!
I need to go on.
Got to focus. Take you.
Can't even catch my breath.
Let's go.
Much longer like this. Sometimes the only way out is through. What now?
Fuck yes.
I won't give in.
I'm not going to last much longer.
Take you. Feel my mistress's wrath.
Quick!
How about this?
survival is all that matters.
It's Friday, Nere.
Make it hurt.
This is gonna feel good. This'll help. Find a route. Come on, Karlak. Show him who you are. No choice but to keep going.
My faith will protect me. On my way.
to. Boom! Still on my feet. I need your help.
Baldur! I was so worried. Did Nere hurt you?
No, I'm all right. Did the sergeant hurt you?
Oh, who cares? We're together now, thank Iron Hand.
We ought to thank someone a little closer by, I think. Gaedel Ironhand you may not be, but you damn well fight like him. I'm grateful, don't mistake me, but why help us? You're one of them, aren't you? Glittering gods! I should have known that one was too damn stubborn to die. Here. The Iron Hand gnomes honor their debts. With Walburn gone, that falls to me. The leader of our expedition. He was sent off to Moonrise Towers. We were just slave hands to the cult, but not Walburn. He knows things. Things they want to know, too. You really would, wouldn't you? But not us. My people can barely stand, and we have business back in the city. That business is what sent us after the powder to begin with. Now, we'll have to make other arrangements. He'd admire your resolve and your optimism. My people will find somewhere to regroup across the lake, then onto the city. If you find yourself in Baldur's Gate, seek us out. We'll raise a glass to Walburn together. Can't be.
So, that's what people mean when they talk about butterflies in their stomach.
Lunkbug. Better now that I'm with you.
The decaying corpse lies before you. The head breaks off cleanly from the drow's body.
Not right. Not right. I'm so sorry.
Nina and Wiki, did they suffer?
was over in a flash. They're at peace now.
An object catches your eye. A lantern, it seems. Though no light flickers within.
Broken trash. It's just full of dust.
This is pixie dust, used to illuminate a lamp, or left behind after a pixie's death. You see no burner or wick. It was not fuel that lit this lamp, but magic.
Are you all right?
This one is a true soul parasite. It can enhance you. You can absorb its potential. Open your mind to it. You already know how. You are not ready. That's all right. But try to overcome this resistance sooner rather than later. It will make things much easier for you.
Please. No. Mud. Can't be.
Don't drown. Nina and Wiki, did they?
It was over in a flash. They're at peace now. Praise Iron Hand.
And you? I can't bear to think about it.
You don't need to. We're together. No. No.
Oh, for a skeleton.
Covered in dust. Wait. Is that a bruise there?
All right, what now?
He did this to you.
Eldron, are you all right?
Lunkbug. Better now than I
No.
God.
No. No. You know, if that parasite isn't to your taste, I'd be happy to consume it in your stead. I don't relish the thought, but if you're going to just leave it sitting in your pack, well, one of us should try it. Oh, I have my reservations, no question. First of all, it looks disgusting. Second, there's a non-zero chance that it'll turn me into a purple glistening monster. But if it doesn't, who knows what kind of power we could unlock. And power is always worth a little risk. Ah, so that's how it is. A pity. Because if you continue to get between me and what I want, I will have to find a way through you. Just something to think about.
Wait. Is that a bruise there?
It's not right. Stop.
It's nothing, I swear.
You carry a Githyanki relic. I will have an explanation. Or your head.
Walk away.
Now. I won't warn you again.
That artifact is an heirloom of my people. Likely she spilled Githyanki blood in order to steal it. This cannot stand!
Heirloom? Plunder from some conquered realm, more like. This artifact is the only thing keeping us from becoming slaves to our parasites. Be glad I have it.
Remove yourself if you are so easily offended. This is not your concern.
Nonsense. You're just finally showing us what you really are. A reaver to the bone.
Spare your indignity. Every word that spills from your mouth is worth less than the last. Incorrect. Judicious bloodletting settles feuds and roots out the weak, the deceitful.
Do you hear this, tribe? Our lives are at stake, and she wants us to turn on each other.
No others. Just you and me.
Lae'zel thinks I have something important to her people. She's deluded, clear.
Lies. She carries an heirloom of my people. I must know why.
You hear that, Lae'zel? It's called common sense.
Tisk. You seek reason in dishonor. The bad blood must be purged. A jewel come first light.
You mean I'd get to prove you wrong and thrash you? I love it. Get some rest, Lae'zel. You'll need it. You had every chance to look the other way. But here we are. You chose this.
Spare me the justifications, coward.
If anyone asks, I'll say you were transforming. Don't expect to be mourned. She's a liability. It's the artifact we need, not her.
Let me up, and I'll show you. Surrender? A disgusting notion.
You had better warm to that notion very rapidly, or your journey ends here. We needn't be enemies. There's plenty of those to go around already.
What would you have? That we be friends?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But imagine what we might achieve if we channeled some of that hostility back at our real foes, instead of each other. They wouldn't stand a chance. I don't think there'll be any more trouble between Lae'zel and I, if you were wondering. We can all sleep easier now. Well, apart from all the rest. And get murdered by a pack of goblins or gnolls instead. Lae'zel might be a reluctant ally, but she is good at killing. I'll point her in their direction.